Hey, my dear ones. Today I'm going to tell you about Slavic girls and their character. Have you ever wondered why they attract so much interest and admiration from men all over the world? From gentleness and tenderness to steely confidence, Slavic girls really know how to surprise you. So what is it that lies behind this charm? This video is your guide to the world of Slavic girls' personalities and behavior, which will help you understand them better. And we'll also discuss how to avoid common mistakes in relationships. Watch this video until the end. At the end, I'll give you clear recommendations on how to build a successful relationship. Are you ready? Let's dive into the topic. My name is Anna Kholod and I'm a matchmaker. I run an active blog on Instagram about international relationships. And as part of my blog, I have a club where I introduce foreigners to girls from the former CIS countries. Over the years of interacting with different cultures, I have noticed that many men face certain difficulties when it comes specifically to Slavic girls. Misunderstandings or mistakes often arise due to different perceptions of culture. Today, I will talk about the most common problems I encounter and how to overcome them. Right now, you can think about whether you have faced similar situations. Don't be shy, share them in the comments. At the end of the video, I will give specific tips on how to use this knowledge to improve your own relationships. One of the biggest mistakes men make is underestimating the emotional depth of Slavic women. Many people think they are so gentle, beautiful, and sweet, but in reality, they possess incredible strength and emotional resilience. What do you think about this? Write to me in the comments. I'm sure you have stories about how inappropriate behavior led to misunderstandings. Let's analyze these stories together. Why do such misunderstandings arise? Yes, Slavic women are raised in a traditional culture where feelings, family, and of course sincerity come first. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. In reality, Slavic women are not just keepers of the home. They actively strive for self-development and success. From a very young age, they immerse themselves in learning, taking courses, studying psychology, and constantly working on themselves. Thanks to this, they are not only able to hold a conversation, but they are also capable of setting their own emotional boundaries, which can be unusual for many men. Therefore, when you communicate with a Slavic woman, it's important to understand her high expectations. This, of course, sets them apart from women in more Western countries, where a more relaxed approach to relationships often prevails. Slavic women know exactly what they want and strive for success both in their personal lives and in their careers. Therefore, of course, you need to measure up. If you're interested in learning more about Slavic women, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Here you will find a lot of useful information and tips that will help you communicate and build strong relationships. Let me share with you a few situations from my own experience. I introduce more Slavic women to Turkish men since I myself live in Turkey. And here are some examples of such situations. A man actively messages a woman throughout the day. Tanya says, "I don't understand at all why he's messaging me all day." In other words, the man wants to show how interested he is. At this moment, the woman already perceives this as a violation of her boundaries because she is working all day. For example, maybe she has a beauty salon, whatever it is, she simply doesn't have time for chatting at most. They might chat in the morning and in the evening. So for her, this level of activity is confusing. For her, this activity equals being intrusive. But for the man, it's very important to show, like, look how interested I am. I want to communicate with you. Meanwhile, men are like, "Anna, I don't understand. I wrote to her 30 minutes ago. Why hasn't she replied yet?" Or for example, a man writes at 11 at night. For a Slavic girl, this is already considered, well, let's call it a bit tactless, a little impolite behavior. In Russia, it's generally not customary to write at such a time unless you're husband and wife. For a man, it's more like, well, I just wanted to wish her good night in the evening. And these kinds of real moments in mentality, of course, can happen. And every nation has its own rules, which sometimes, well, don't quite match up with ours. In these kinds of situations, in this kind of practice, I work with people, explain everything, tell them why things are this way or that way. Or for example, a girl says to me, Anya, I can't understand. He's so emotional. And she, for example, if they say haven't met yet, a Slavic girl doesn't really see the man as her, partner with whom she's building a relationship. But the man has already imagined things. He already thinks that she belongs to him, that she's almost his wife, you see? He's already talking about how he's building a house with her and everything else. And she's thinking, what house? Why is he saying all this? I'm not even in a relationship with him yet. These are the kinds of situations that come up in practice. Well, now let's discuss a few effective methods that will help you establish contact and build a successful relationship with a Slavic girl. In fact, these simple but effective recommendations will help you significantly improve your interactions with the girl. First, take initiative. Slavic girls value not only words but real actions as well. In Russia, actually, a wide variety of courses and seminars on relationships, personal growth, and psychological aspects are very popular today. This gives Slavic women a unique opportunity to clearly understand their desires and expectations, especially regarding their partner. So take the initiative, arrange romantic dates, send her a bouquet, suggest interesting activities, or simply take an active part in shared hobbies. If a Slavic woman falls ill, be sure to show initiative and care. For example, send her some medicine or arrange a food delivery for her. By doing things together, you build a trusting relationship and strengthen your bond as a couple. For instance, plan to attend a cultural event together or suggest going to a workshop related to interests she has mentioned to you. This will help her understand that you are willing to invest in your relationship, creating an atmosphere of mutual growth and, of course, development. Second, listen carefully. The ability to listen is not just a matter of etiquette. It's a real skill that you'll need throughout your entire communication. Pay attention, in fact, to the details. What exactly she says, how she says it, how she expresses her thoughts. Ask her clarifying questions, for example, showing genuine interest in her opinion or in your shared perspective. This creates an atmosphere of mutual understanding and shows that you value her point of view. For instance, if she shares her dreams about her career or hobbies with you, listen to her story and ask what inspires her to pursue these goals. Such questions help deepen the conversation and establish a closer connection. Third, be sincere. Openness and honesty are the first things a Slavic woman looks for. It's really, the key to her heart. They value honesty in relationships and, of course, dislike hypocrisy. Answer her questions directly and share your emotions. Let her see your true self. For example, if she asks you about things that are important to you, like your job or your hobbies, don't be afraid to share what truly excites you. Slavic women have great respect for people who can open up and even, in fact, be vulnerable. Fourth, make sure to build trust. Trust is the foundation for the depth of a relationship. Start with small steps, be consistent in your actions, and try to keep your promises, of course. Deep communication based on trust will help you avoid misunderstandings or create a solid foundation for your relationship. For example, making some plans together for the weekend or doing joint activities can really help strengthen trust and show that you are willing to invest in your relationship. Share your interests, don't be shy, just suggest new ideas. These methods will not only help you establish contact with girls, but will also, of course, create strong and lasting relationships. And remember, your intention and sincerity are the most important aspects in this process. Don't miss my videos. I give lots and lots of practical advice. I'll give you a hint about this practice now. If you are currently communicating with a Slavic girl, come up with and carry out at least 1 or 2 initiatives that demonstrate your active approach. This could be suggesting to spend time together, or come up with something you can create together, or plan a date that matches her interests. Or maybe it's sending flowers, a bouquet, or if the girl is sick, show your care by delivering some medicine. And pay attention to her reaction at that moment. This will help you assess how well your actions match her expectations. I really hope this video was helpful for you. Don't forget that understanding each other is the key to a happy relationship. Subscribe to my channel so you don't miss new videos. You can also join our club and get to know each other in our Telegram channels. Or come to me for individual help in finding your special someone, for example, with VIP support. The link is in the description. I will answer all your messages. Bye, everyone. See you next time.